Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Calling Out Creatures, and I am your host, Lori. Unfortunately, I got some bad news for you guys. Mark Rowlands, my guest for this evening to talk about his book, The Word of Dog, unfortunately had to last minute cancel out. He had something come up that was unavoidable, so I do apologize, but there won't be a podcast this evening. I'm kind of booked full, but I will try to get Mark back on in the future and talk about his book, The Word of Dog. So, I'm sure some of you guys were looking forward to listening to that podcast tonight. So again, I do apologize, but life happens, guys. Sometimes things happen, and you just can't avoid it. So anyway, just wanted to let you all know when you tune in, we're not going to have the podcast tonight. So, again, I apologize. But I will let you guys know what my next podcast coming up are going to be. On June 26th, I'm going to be talking with Julie McLaughlin from Indiana Skunk Rescue. And as y'all might have guessed from the name of their rescue, we're going to be talking about skunks. That podcast is black, white, and stink all over. It's kind of fitting. I mean, skunks. Unfortunately, that is kind of a little bit of a misconception. Skunks do not always spray or smell. Believe me, I know I did animal control. I've trapped them. If you don't frighten and scare them a good part of the time, they, won't spray. But anyway, we'll get into more of that when that podcast happens on June 26th. So, looking forward to talking with Julie and getting more information on skunks and learning more about them and about more what their rescue does. And they not only do wild skunk rescues and stuff, they also do domesticated skunk rescue. Skunks can be pets. They get descented and things like that. And so you can have a pet skunk. Depends on the state you live in too and the laws. So don't quote me as saying you can have a pet. You really need to check your local laws and see if you're allowed to have a pet skunk if you really want one. Anyway, so that's going to be on June 26th. And then on July 10th, I'm going to have Kim Langling on with me, and we're going to be talking about some of the books that she has written, the Paw Prints books, and which are really cool. I just read one of her books, as a matter of fact. Got it on my Kindle, and let me see if I can find it real quick, and I can tell you guys what the name of that book is if you would like to maybe check it out. And of course I can't find my Kindle right now, wouldn't you know. Let's see. Okay, there it is. So it's called Paw Prints on the Couch. She also has Paw Prints on the Kitchen Floor, How Pets Enrich Our Lives. So anyway, Paw Prints on the Couch was a good read. I really enjoyed it. What Kim has done is compiled stories from different pet owners, whether it's horse, I think even a story about birds in here, and then basically cats and dogs and things like that. And she has compiled these stories and written them out so that we can all enjoy them as an audience and hear about some other pet owners' experiences with their pets. So that's pretty cool. And she'll be on, like I said, on July 10th to speak with me about her Paw Prints books and how she decided to write them and what they're kind of all about, and learn more about her. So I think that'll be a great podcast as well. That's pretty much it for the next couple of upcoming podcasts. So hopefully you guys will come back and tune in and listen on June 26th for the Black, White, and Stink All Over podcast when we talk about skunks and learn more about them from Julie and Indiana Skunk Rescue. All right, again, everybody, I really apologize for having to cancel the podcast tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to get Mark back on at a later date and talk to him about his book. So you guys all have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Don't get in any trouble. And hey, man, I'm in Arizona. It's 90 and 100 degrees out here. So try to stay cool if you're in that kind of an area. If you're in another area that's cold, try to stay warm. So anyway, all right, you guys, have a good one and come on back on the 26th for the next podcast. All right, bye now.